Hello and welcome to the Reykjavík Newscast. My name is Valur I'm the editor-in-chief at the Reykjavík Grapevine. With me today is my chief of morale officer, Pauline. This is her first trip here to the volcano in Meradalir. And the reason I took her with me is not a very good. It's a good reason, but it's not good news. It's because you can see the mountain, the black mountain behind me there. This used to be a volcano, now it's not really anymore. It's gone down, and that's it. But it's never as simple as that. There are complicated elements in this. So I'm going to go over all of this when it comes to the news to the volcano. First, of course, I want to remind you on our volcano box. We're still actually, me and Art, we're going to go now and, well, later on today, and we're going to pick up some lava to send you if you're going to buy our volcano boxes. And all of these discount boxes, if you actually go to our homepage, or just, you can also see it on a link down here. So I can send you, like, you will have hand-picked lava that me and Art are actually picking up. We put these lumps in our backpacks, not that much, but I mean, it's enough. And like and subscribe, of course, if you like it. And also remember our membership. It's a very nice community. I encourage you definitely to go into that. Well, now's the intro, and then straight to the news. It was 3rd of August when it erupted here, and you remember we showed you this, all of this, and it was incredible to see. Of course, there was a line of fire all the way over there. There were like few craters here, and in the first video, me and Art, we went incredibly close to this, and that was just here, and you can see how the lava has eaten all of this up. Now we can see gas, smoke basically coming out of these old craters, but they went down quite a while ago. It's probably just lava under there. Now, the fires, like the line of fire, like the dancing fires that we saw, very classic, typical fissure, eruption actually. They were over there, where this crater is now, this mountain basically. And it's a pretty handsome mountain. It's like, what, 150 meters high. Not sure. It might be smaller actually. It's hard to assess in this landscape. Everything is so big actually. I mean, the fires there were there for a week, a few days at least, and it was like a pool of lava, and it wasn't making forming the craters. Not in the beginning. It was like a little bit later when they started doing that. But when that started, it became quite big, quite fast. There was this weekend actually, when this fire there just completely closed down. Went down basically. And I told you, like the cubic meter per second was always going lower and lower. In the beginning, they thought this was like around 35 cubic meters. Then they thought it was 18, and I think it was 18 actually. And then it went down to like 12, and in the end, only 3. And this power that needs to keep this going needs to be more than this 3 cubic meters per second. We thought that, I mean, there was a possibility, of course, that more craters were coming up. The more pressure was in other places. It's always possible, but we don't think that that's going to be the case right now. So what happened, of course, is basically the fire, they were down on Sunday evening. The Met Office, they flew over, said, yeah, well, it seems like it's over. And what's happening now is that the magma is cooling down and is becoming lava. But it doesn't mean that the magma isn't still under there. It just doesn't have the gas and the explosive power that it needs just to push it up. It doesn't have the energy, which is interesting because when it started, it was like the civil defense and scientists, they didn't like this much because of the volume that was down there. It was quite a lot. So we thought that this would be, and it was much bigger in the beginning, but it seems like that it was like a great roar, but then basically, like all great roars, it just silenced much quicker. Instead of just the other one in Geldingadalir, where it just started as a small one, and then it became bigger and bigger and bigger until it became very stable in its 5 to 15 cubic meters per second. So we're gonna walk a little bit over there. And one thing actually about Pollý. I know there's always a comment about this. Everybody's like, does she have what do you call it? Socks for her shoes or something like that? No, we don't have that. The reason is basically these dogs, they are the most used sheepdogs in Iceland for a very good reason. We even use them more, the farmers use them more than the Icelandic sheepdogs, because not only are they a bit tougher, they're also a bit smarter. So this terrain here is actually something that these dogs have been going through for decades, if not a century. So don't worry about her physical state. She's doing very fine with a lot of water and food and everything for her. So just keep it in mind when you comment about it. But let's go a little bit over there. So, this is where we were doing a newscast here, like couple of newscasts ago. It was like really windy, and we were in this area here. These rocks here are all broken up. It is quite impressive to see this. We can see, of course, now pretty evidently that there is gas coming out of these craters. It's not much. It's the same actually as in the old crater. I think it's even still gas coming from out of there. This can go on for a while, and it doesn't pose much danger or anything like that. But just to be safe, and it's always better to keep your back in the wind. The wind is, by the way, going in this direction, so we're perfectly fine. So this lava here, the volume is incredible because, like I said, we started with a bang, right? And when the lava was coming up, the eruption was shooting up all the time. It came out of the old lava, and now we have a new thick, like a shield over that. And this has filled this valley quite impressively, as well as the other one. The other one was also with, behind the art here, I'll show you. There was also a lot of lava there before, so don't be fooled. But perhaps you can see how there is still smoke coming out of a lot of it, but then you have like a grayer one over there. Would be the older one. But it went so far that they were afraid that it would be go over the valley, over the mountains, and then there would be nothing to stop it until it would end up in the South Beach Road. And once again, the South Beach Road was saved, the most endangered road in Iceland, which is quite impressive. Also, this lava is still incredibly hot. There's still probably flowing, like magma flowing within it. And if you're here at night, you can probably see some glows in all of this. This is because, like I said, the last newscast, that the lava is, of course, this field here will be hot for probably decades. But don't worry, because in the end, Pollý, don't walk on the lava, man. In the end, probably before next 5 years, in my guess, there will be another volcano somewhere around here, because now we're not just talking about a volcano like in Geldingadalir or here. We talk about the Fagradalsfjalls fires or eldar, and this is the Icelandic word for a volcano series, like Fagradalsfjalls eldar. Try to say that in the news, right? But the thing is, this means that this is far from over. My favorite volcanologist, Þorvaldur Þórðarson, he actually said in an interview, and I love this guy actually, he's like, he speaks plain about all of this, and he's very practical in how he approaches things. And it's very impressive often to see how brilliant he is in this. And I tend to be always in agreement with the man. Not that I know anything about this, but I mean, not as a scientist, of course. But the thing is that he said that this is only the beginning. This is just the taste of what this will be. Because we are, of course, now in these 200 years of volcano eruptions all over this place. And, of course, like I've said often before, we have 5 volcanic systems. This one here is Meradalir, hasn't gone up for 6,000 years until now. Nobody really knows how this behaves. And that's the most interesting part of it. We know a little bit more about the other stations. For example, in Svartsengi, or, well, not that much in Svartsengi actually, but there has been eruptions in further to the south in the ocean. But what we are a little bit stressed about is, of course, Svartsengi, the Black Fields, because it's literally next to the Blue Lagoon and Grindavík, the town. Not only that, but we have then Krýsuvík. Krýsuvík is far north of here. And it's just basically the next stations. If you go over there, you will see north and you will see the city and Hafnarfjörður, my hometown. And when you see that, you're probably going to look over the same, like over the old volcanic station, which erupted 800 years ago, and that could be and pose some quite some danger to the people in Hafnarfjörður at least, and is much closer to the city than anything else. That looks good. Hilma will be very happy about this. But you can see it, this is the lava, and once again, don't walk on the lava. I'm just holding this, and it's like, it's not very comfortable. It's so it's like razor sharp. It's like holding like a bundle of knives or something. It's incredible. So once again, don't walk on the lava, right? Ow. It's not very comfortable to travel with this, but it's light, so it's not that much of a hassle for me and Art to take this back. This is it for the newscast today. It's official, the eruption has stopped, but it hasn't been declared completely dead. It will take a few days, if not weeks. Again, for example, when it came to the one in Geldingadalir, we were always saying, well, it's over, but then it kind of just blew up again with like 6 craters that time or something like that. So it's a little bit early to say it's completely gone down, but everything points to it right now. That's the evidence that we have. But beyond that, we are of course never sure how this volcano behaves. So, yeah. Anything to add to this, Polly? Should we go back? You good? She's very energetic. I think I have to throw for her also afterwards. So, until next time.